Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Colorful Conversation. Happy Wednesday. So, because I am no longer in the salon on the eve of Thanksgiving, I have a completely different attitude about these special holiday dates. My life has gotten much more calm, not jamming in last minute clients who are panicking about visiting with family and not wanting to show up with their gray roots or their dark roots and needing highlights. But I think that even in the 36 years that I was behind the chair, we got so caught up in the busyness and the stressed out rushing through everything that I never really took the time to celebrate what this holiday is actually all about. Gratitude, giving thanks, being appreciative for all the good things that we have in our lives. There's been a lot of talk about the economy and how things are getting so expensive. And it's easy to go down that rabbit hole of, I can't do this, I can't do that. Oh my gosh, my clients, I can't raise my prices because my clients are hurting. I can't. But I want you to try to dig deep and flip the script and really sit and think about all of the blessings that you have all around you that you completely take for granted. I know for me, it's having family all together. This is the first Thanksgiving in a while that all four of us, plus my daughter's new husband, are here in Florida celebrating Thanksgiving. And the bonus is now that my daughter is married and turning 30, she offered to cook Thanksgiving, which I am thrilled because I offered to make reservations. If you know me, you know cooking is the lowest on my scale of things I like to do. So I'm excited to have a grown adult child cooking me dinner. I said, I just want to be the guest. I'm not cooking. I'm not shopping. I'm not cleaning it up. I am going to be a guest like I used to be when I was in my, teens and 20s when my mom did all the hard work. So, and I'm also celebrating, excuse me, that my mom has her first Thanksgiving cooking day off forever since I've been born. I don't ever remember my mom not taking on Thanksgiving dinner. And she is off this year. She's going to my brother. So grateful for both of those things. First and foremost, when I go down my list of things I'm grateful for, I always put health first because most of you watching are hairdressers and you know how much of a toll that this industry can take on our bodies. I've been through the ringer. I've had torn rotator cuff, tendonitis, tennis elbow, carpal tunnel syndrome, chondromalacia patella in both knees, plantar fasciitis in my feet. I've so many disc issues in my back. I could go on, but I'm smiling while I say it because I'm still in one piece and I'm still able to live my daily life in spite of all of those things. And I've learned to take time out and take better care of myself. I go on a daily walk that I'm blessed beyond measure to be able to do on a beach. I am a big proponent of journaling and vision boards. And every year on my vision board was live at the beach, live at the beach, live at the beach. I now get to live at the beach. It took me 51 years, but that's okay. It's better late than never. So I walk on the beach every day by myself, and it's a meditative, it's exercise, it's meditation, it's gratitude, it's positivity, it's all the things I've always dreamed of. And it's right there. And there's tons of people who live where I live that don't take advantage of walking on the beach every day. So sometimes you just have to look around and realize how many things are right there for you that you're not taking advantage of. Friends, both old and new. So first of all, family, grateful for family, both my mini family of just the four of us, as well as my mother, my now deceased father, sister, brother, their children, the whole entire family, my sister-in-law. I have amazing family. So grateful for them and the time I get to spend with them now that we don't live there. So I'm doing I'm always a student. So I'm in a new 6-week program called PQ, and it stands for Instead of IQ, it's PQ, and it's a positive intelligence. So instead of emotional intelligence, it's positive intelligence. And it is amazing. It has been such a great opportunity to really realize how reactive we can be. So going into family dinners can be pretty stressful. I was just talking to my husband saying, can we be on our best behavior and not bicker at the table? Because we are the Bickersons. We are constantly bickering. It's all done in love. We make fun of each other. We bicker back and forth. The kids are just like, oh my God, here we go. So I'm like, can we get through a Thanksgiving dinner without doing that? But in this positive intelligence 6-week journey, it points out all of the saboteurs that we have that are our go-to reflex. So there's an app and there's a test. And I took the test and I didn't even have to take the test. I knew right away without even doing anything who my saboteurs are. But I'm going to share them with you just to give you an example if I can find it. I should have had this ahead of time. Let me see, focus. So it gives you these exercises to do that you catch yourself basically being grumpy and complaining. And if you just change the way you think about every situation, you can turn a negative into a positive like that. And it's a muscle, just like a muscle when you go to the gym and lift weights. It's a mental muscle to shift your perspective. How many times has something happened in your life? It seemed like the biggest negative that could ever happen. And I can name at least 5 right off the bat that are huge. That when it happens, you're like, why is this happening to me? You slip right into victim mode. You're like, I have such bad luck. I can't believe this happened. Of course it happened to me. And you go down this awful spiral rabbit hole of woe is me. And then when you come out the other side, you can look back on it and say, wow, that was not meant to be. I can think of an instance when we were looking for houses and we lost out on a house, totally meant to be, worked out so much better. I hate to share this story, but it's a big one. It's the catalyst for how we moved to Florida. My son was misdiagnosed. They thought that he had lymphoma. He was 19 years old, and it was the most awful experience I ever went through. But when I came out the other side and he's healthy, and we thank God every day that it was a false positive, we made so many changes in our lives for things that we were unhappy about. The number one being living in Pennsylvania with the dreary, dark, rainy, cold winters. We were absolutely miserable. So I realized that his health scare prompted me to take care of me once and for all. Because as soon as I heard that he was sick, I said, I'm quitting my job and we're traveling everywhere that he's ever wanted to go on his bucket list, because the life expectancy for his diagnosis was 4 years. So I'm like, no more college. Screw that. He's not spending 4 years in college if he's not going to be here 4 years from now. So that's done. And my business, forget it. I'm leaving it behind and I'm traveling with him. And I don't care if I go into $1 million in debt doing it. I will happily do it. And that's how it's going to be. And then when the doctor said, oh my gosh, we were wrong, we were very happy. But I said, I can't believe that I was willing to walk away from all the things that I did not like doing for him and his, living his best life for the next 4 years. Why am I not doing that for myself? It was a big, huge aha, and it changed the way I look at everything for the rest of my life. So sometimes, I have friends who've had breast cancer that have gone through hell and back, and they're like, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't putting myself first. I was putting everybody else's, needs in front of my own. I was running down my body. My body was like, hello, take care of me. You need to take care of me so you can take care of them. So there's so many examples of that. And this workshop is great at really making you realize. So my top, and I don't think anybody watching is going to be surprised at my top accomplice saboteurs. Controller. I am Control Freaks Anonymous, number one member of Control Freaks Anonymous. Hyperachiever and restless. They are my 3 main saboteurs, and they show up every single day. I will sit at my computer for 12 straight hours and get so much done. And then at 9 o'clock at night, someone will send me an email and I'll be like, oh, I got to get back on my computer and deal with this right now, because if I don't, I'll forget. And my daughter's like, Mom, you're going to ruin your eyes. You're in front of that computer all day, helping everybody with hair color questions and doing all the things. Like, You deserve to sit and watch TV or read a book or do something that's not work. So I am definitely an overachiever. And the restless is, oh my gosh, so restless. No matter what happens, no matter how many trips or things I have on my calendar, I'm like, what else is out there? How many more retreats, workshops can I host and can I go to as an attendee? I just love it. I love, love, love learning, growing, all things, mindfulness, wellness, all the things. So I also wanted to share some other things where'd that go? That I'm super grateful for. So my computer, if I didn't have my Mac computer, I know people were either Mac or PC. And after I got an iPhone, I got Salon software that's only compatible with a Mac. So I was like, okay, I'm going to jump into the Mac world. And it was not easy going from a PC to a Mac and getting used to the system. But oh my gosh, now to have my phone, my iPad, and my computer all synced with all things is the best gift I ever could have given myself. And it helps me every single day in my business. I now, for the first time in my whole entire life, I can live and work anywhere. I can work from a coffee shop. I can work from the Jersey Shore and visit with family and take my work with me anywhere that I go because of technology. So I'm so grateful for technology. Even the glitches and the things that happen. I just wrapped up a 3-day workshop. We had some technology difficulties, but everybody gave me grace because I think there's not one webinar or workshop that you've been in virtually that there hasn't been some kind of glitch. We had, I put on the first virtual hair show that I'm super proud of back in 2020. It was called Revival. And, the tech was the biggest stressor, but we had to laugh because the tech was great. We had no glitches, but we did have one of the attendees. It was the beginning of people learning how to use Zoom and they didn't quite know how it worked. And we had a woman stripping naked on the camera. We had to turn her camera off. So it wasn't a glitch where anybody missed anything from our program. But I'm like, oh my gosh, if she had any idea that she was naked in front of over 300 people, she would absolutely die. We just shut her camera down. And luckily, she wasn't on the frame that was being recorded. But things happen. But I think people have gotten used to Zoom and going on lives on Facebook, and they understand that right now it's pouring rain here, which is unusual for where I am. And the rain can make me freeze or hesitate, or you can't quite hear me, or you have to go out and come back in. But I'm super grateful for all of the technology that I have at my fingertips that I did not have when I started my virtual business 7 years ago. It was really difficult to get the library up and running because I had to do it Flintstone style. I had to do it on an old video camera and then try to plug it into a computer and transfer it. Now you can do a whole entire course just from your iPhone. So super grateful for that. And then the next thing it leads to is flexibility in my schedule. I was able to take an entire month off for the first time in my entire life. That was the dream. I was like, I just want to. You hear people talk about sabbaticals, school teachers, corporate people. I'm going on sabbatical. I wasn't that dramatic about it. Of course, I still checked in. I still answered questions in my group, but I didn't have to be home and be tied to a schedule. I was able to go to Spain, Portugal, Italy. I was all over the place. I got to spend time with my kids. I got to spend time with other hairdressers. It was absolutely amazing. And that could not have happened if I didn't take a leap of faith, try something new, embrace technology at my age. I wasn't born with an iPad and an iPhone in my hand the way my kids are. So there's Generation C. Generation C are the techies that they don't know any different. They were born into a world that had Google, that has, artificial intelligence, that has everything. They can do anything from a, bar. When we go out to restaurants, the kids have to show us how to get on the menu with a QR code. So I tackled all of those things, came out the other side, and I'm proud to be a successful virtual business CEO. And my kids are too now. So that's amazing. The ability to travel, I already talked about, and have new experiences. And when I first moved to Florida, my biggest disconnect was friendship. I really struggled to meet friends. And I realized that you're not going to meet anybody sitting in your house, Elaine. You have to go out. I don't really drink. Like I'm not especially not a day drinker. I'll go to an event, like I just went out with girlfriends, we had dinner, I ordered one drink, I sipped it through the entire 4 hours that we sat there and had just as much fun as the people that were having 2 and 3 drinks, and I felt much better the next day than if I used to have 2 or 3 drinks. So a lot of the groups in this area, the meetup groups, it's like St. Pete Ladies Meetup, St. Pete this, St. Pete that. It's all like, let's go day drink. Let's go watch the game and drink. Let's go to Jimmy Buffett, whatever, and it's all that stuff. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to find my people here. I have found my people and they are my favorite people. And I pinch myself every day that I get to be friends with these women. They are amazing women. There's no backbiting. There's no, talking about each other to each other about the other one. There's none of that grade school, high school stuff that we start to think that that's normal, right? We grow up, we do it in high school, then it happens in college, then you get a job and coworkers bitch about each other. And then, you go out with couples and you bitch about the other one's husband and you talk about, no, like it really is possible to have very grounded, amazing friends that don't get into the drama. So I'm so, so grateful for that. I never thought that it would happen. And last but not least, I'm grateful. My son rescued a dog a year ago. I was terrified of him. He is a pit bull mix. We're not dog people. We're usually a little skittish when we see somebody walking a dog. I'll cross the street because I never know. I got bit when I was a kid, so I think there's leftover trauma there. And he brings this pit bull, and the pit bull walks right up and puts his nose right in my crotch at the kitchen table. And I'm like, Jack, please take him and get him away from me, like terrified. And now I'm snuggling with this, amazing, such personality and this dog, and the whole family fights over him, laying with us and hugging us and playing with him. So grateful that I have a grand dog. I don't have any grandkids yet. I look forward to someday having that. And just, all of the relationships that I have in the industry, the ability to collaborate with others. I did an amazing podcast yesterday. It will drop on Monday of next week with Janie Tung and Jonty Olivier. They are based out of the UK. They are, groundbreakers in the beauty industry. They've done it all. They've been spearheading in a extension company. They have beauty magazines, 2 of them. And now they have Ergo brushes in the UK. Great conversation, really got a lot of great ideas. We have some irons in the fire of future collaborations. We talked about, people in the UK having us as a destination for education. So UK people traveling here, and then my people traveling to the UK for a destination education event. So I was like, that's brilliant. I've always wanted to go to London. That's amazing. Let's do it. So just all the different collaborations. I love my relationship with Gary Call from Kin, Jesse Skittrell from the Board of Certified Hair Colorists. Merchant of Beauty here in Florida is a great supporter of me and my business. They have amazing products that are unique. Like this is something I just discovered from them. It's called Dust and Glow. These are awesome for saving on packaging and especially on travel. It's powder. And you sprinkle it in your hand the way you would the Malibu crystals, and it turns into shampoo or conditioner. So amazing. All you have to do is travel with these 3 little things. So I always, like I said, am the student. I am always searching, learning, discovering. I am excited to be attending a hair show, or not even show, it's a class in a small salon in Austin, Texas, where I'm meeting one of my friends that I met through her becoming a Hair Color Secret Insider. She's one of my favorite people in the world right now. She lives in Hawaii. And when she heard that I was going to this class in Texas, she goes, guess what? I bought a ticket. I'm coming. And I was like, awesome. I can't wait to see you. So now that I'm open to new relationships, new friendships, they're flooding in like I can't even keep up with all the people that are coming into my life. And I love that. But when I first came here, I was very guarded, very negative about it. I'm never going to meet people that are like me. They're either much older than me or much like a lot of people coming to this area are more my daughter's age. She has a home here and she's meeting a lot of great people that are in their late 20s, early 30s. So I was like, I'm never going to find my tribe. I'm going to have to go visit my friends back in Philly to get my cup filled with my friendships. And I'm blessed to still have those great relationships in Philadelphia. And I make sure I go see them every time I'm home. I'm going to be home very shortly, in the beginning of December after Thanksgiving. And I make sure absolutely to go and see them when I'm home. But they're not always going to be able to be there for me when I need support. I needed a Florida support system and have made such great connections. So if you are how I was, that you're sad all the time and you're lonely and I was torturing my kids to do everything with me. And they're like, Mom, we love you, but like, we need to have a life too. And they were great about it, but they're just like, you know, do some do some hobbies. All you do is work. You need hobbies. I was like, you're right, I do. I'm still working on that. So I'd like to learn how to play pickleball in the new year if I can. Last time I did, I ended up getting COVID at the lessons. So I kind of am scarred by that. And, my knees aren't as great as they used to be. And I just have to take it easy because, my old bones snap easier. But I do want to try that, and not fiercely competitive, just for fun. Pickleball. Oh, awesome. This just says Facebook user, so tell me your name. But if you ever do come to London, I would love to meet up with you in London. I can't even believe I haven't been there. I've been to Europe so many times, but not to London. And I think it's because of the weather here today. I despise that rainy, cold, damp weather. So, friend, tell me when the best time to go to London that I will not experience nonstop rain and dampness, because that is my least favorite weather. But I do want to absolutely experience that. So Mary is showing some gratitude for the Hair Color Secrets Insider. And how could I forget? So number one, even above not above my health, I take that back, but my number one gratitude right now in this moment is that we have the opportunity for people to join us in the Hair Color Secrets Insider. And we wrapped up the 3-day workshop. We invited people to join, and every day a few more people trickle in that are rewarding themselves, investing in themselves, and taking that scary leap. They'll send me an email and say, I don't really have the money. I'm afraid, da, da, da. And I'm like, listen, we all have been there, myself included. And you're never going to know what's on the other side of that fear until you take that leap. And if you don't do this, I promise you, in 6 months, when we do this again, we do November and April. In 6 months, when we do this again, you're going to be on here saying the same thing, because the fear never goes away. I want to say that again. The fear never goes away. It's not supposed to. The fear is there to push you to the other side of it to get to a better life. If the fear goes away, you stay stuck forever. I hope you can look at it that way, because most people, when they're afraid, they're like, that's my body telling me danger, danger, don't do it. No, nothing good ever has happened in the comfort zone. In the comfort zone, I'm 20 pounds heavier. I'm eating all the things. Like, I am so excited about Thanksgiving to eat pies and desserts. And oh my God, yes, Carolyn has seen the nude person on Zoom. That was a different one, actually, that you saw. But I don't get to eat like that anymore. I'm 56 years old. I can't eat all that sugar and all those carbs and still feel good. My stomach blows up. I'm awake at night. I sleep horribly. I can't do alcohol very often. I sweat at night when I have alcohol. So I'm so excited. I'm like all over the web looking for like desserts near me to get the most decadent desserts for Thanksgiving. But that's going to make me uncomfortable afterwards. So you can't judge discomfort as a warning that something ahead is dangerous. You have to judge it as you're not living your best life. You're not being your best self, and you're supposed to be uncomfortable. And that's where the stretch happens. I will never forget, as long as I live, I am not shy at all. I can get up and talk in front of a group, no problem. I've gone to stand-up comedy workshops. I put myself out there. I'm not like a scaredy kind of person. And I signed up for a public speaking event in the beauty industry. And it was exactly what I needed at the time. I wanted to start teaching at hair shows, and I didn't know how to get started. And I went there and I was so excited. And I walked in and I didn't know anybody. And it was a small group, which was nice. And the first day, within the first half hour, they called on me to go first. to get up on stage. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe how nervous I am. My palms were soaking wet. I was pacing back and forth. I was doing a lot of things with my hands. I was saying a lot and all the things. And at the end of the day, when I walked outside to go back to my beautiful hotel, I was staying in the most gorgeous hotel I've ever stayed in. And I was in Newport Beach, California. Driving along Pacific Coast Highway was my commute. I mean, it doesn't get any better. And I just totally started bawling in my car. And my husband happened to call me right when I was bawling. And he's like, hey, how was your day? I'm like, that was awful. And he's like, are you okay? Like, are you driving? I'm like, no, I'm in the parking lot. I was doing the Ben Stiller Something About Mary's snot cry. Like, it was bad. It was like someone died bad. And he's like, what is wrong? And I'm like, it's just so hard. Why did I do this to myself? And here's the key phrase. I was so successful in the salon. I am so busy. I have a full clientele. Why am I pushing myself to do this new thing when I'm so comfortable and successful doing the old thing? And that's the key. Yes, I could have kept standing behind the chair, running my salon, bitching about every single step of it, bitching about late clients, bitching about clients complaining about the price going up, clients that no show, clients that cancel, staff that's not doing what they're supposed to do. I could have kept doing that the rest of my entire career and I would have made a lot of money. But sometimes money is not everything. Sometimes money keeps you in a really shitty situation because you think there's no alternative. So I pushed through. I showed back up the next day, even though I had butterflies in my stomach. The whole experience was absolutely awful and absolutely the most amazing in the end. The result that I got coming out the other end was so amazing and so like the catalyst to so much joy and so much success. But had I given up on that first day, which is what people, they come to the workshop, they're loving it. They're like, oh my gosh, I never knew that. I'm using Demi like a rock star. I fixed my brassy client. I've never been able to fix her. I got those gray coverage things that I never knew about before. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then when I say, come on this journey with me, let me help you go even further so that you can become a successful, at the minimum, $50,000 to $60,000 hairdresser, let alone a six-figure hairdresser. There's a lot of people 20 years in still making less than $30,000. And I want that to change. That is my passion, my purpose. And every day I wake up trying to help more people cross over that threshold. But I can't help them if they don't join me in my business and my crusade to get them there. I am more than happy to show up for you. And I do every single day for every single person that has leaned in. Pamela is on here now saying thank you for all you do for us. Like, I can't tell you how amazing the community is. I just did another podcast that hopefully is going to be in the next day or two that had audio from testimonials of members saying like, I was scared. I didn't think I could afford it. I was so afraid to do it. And now, oh my gosh, like the one person on there was saying he had to go in on Sunday this week because he has such a wait list. And with Thanksgiving, he's like, I wanted to go in on Sunday because I didn't want to miss those opportunities. He's 3 years behind the chair. His name's Felix. He started as an insider when he was 1.5 years behind the chair. He went to beauty school later in life. And he's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm totally scared. And I was like, I've got you. And now he has a wait list and he gets corrective color in the Latino market, which is so hard. The Latino market is levels 1, 2, and 3, and they're trying to be blonde. Oh my gosh, my ADD, I have to share this. Leslie, that is amazing. Leslie just shared she hit over 75,000 already this year thanks to her membership. Best investment she ever made. Oh my gosh. Everybody do the I say applause hands, but these are prayer hands or whatever they are. Do your emojis, giving her some love. That is amazing, Leslie. And Leslie actually was struggling with bleeding foil, such a simple thing. And we did a workshop and showed her what she was doing wrong. And now look at her. She's, oh my gosh, I could cry right now. I love that you just shared that. And this is my buddy who's coming with me to Austin. Seriously, the most inspirational mentorship I never knew I needed after 45 years as a stylist makes me love my life more. And Carolyn showed me how to love my life more by, having me come to Hawaii and showing me what the Maui lifestyle looks like. She is nonstop trying to help the people that had those awful fires. And she is just an incredible human being. She taught me how to look at the stars, look at the sunset, get in the damn ocean, get off your computer. So she taught me as much as I taught her. So I am blessed to have her as a friend and a member in the Insiders. And then there's Mary, who's always so supportive. She's giving applause to Leslie. So it's just such an amazing community. And I can sit here and tell you how amazing it is, but until you've experienced it, you will never know. Lisa, I'm not sure if Lisa's on here, but Lisa was having a moment in the salon. She, has a small salon. She only, I think, has one other person that she can ask for advice. And I think they're an older hairdresser that wasn't much help to her. And Bart, who's in the Insiders, saw her question. I don't know where I was or what I was doing, but I didn't see it. He saw it first. He got on the phone with her. He's a fellow member. He's not getting paid to do this. He got, on the phone with her and totally walked her through exactly what to do. Johnny, same thing. Johnny got on the phone with a member and was like, hey, do this, do this, do this. The support in this community is worth 5 times the price of admission. And the support, that community is yours forever. Like you're going to get to know these people and they're going to have your back every time you have a situation. So, instead of, if you're working with coworkers who are not more successful than you, and you're asking them, you're doing the phone a friend and saying, hey, I have this client, and they're giving you bad advice because their clients aren't looking great walking out the door, you're never going to get where you want to go because you're listening to someone that doesn't know much more than you do. So having a community of people that has been through exactly what you're going through, and you see, what they're saying, Tula, I'm not doing the workshop. I'm attending as a student, and I believe it's sold out. It's just a very small salon workshop, but it's an educator from Australia. And I am going because I plan on learning everything that I can from this new technique and adding it to the Insider Library. That's why I am forever the student, because I don't want you to get bored with me or my techniques. I want to always be growing and learning new ways because I've been around forever and things change. So yeah, it's I'm excited about it, but it's a very expensive investment. Just the small class, it's just look and learn in a crowded little salon, was $800. And then I have a $350 flight. I have an Airbnb that I have to pay for, my meals that I have to pay for, a rental car I have to pay for. So all of those things are going to be at least $2,000-$3,000 for me to get one technique. This library is going to be that technique plus all the techniques I've learned over the last 36 years, all in one spot. So when people say, I can't afford it, I'm not sure, I'm like, there's no limit to the amount of information that is in this library, and it's always growing, and you own it for life. So it's one investment and you own it for the rest of your career. And like I said, it's always being updated. So it's not going to get stale. It's not going to get boring. It's always going to be relevant to new products. I share a technique in the library where we utilize bigger foil, wider and longer foil. So that's something that is an aha moment. I brought it back to my salon in Pennsylvania and I was using it on a client and they're like, what a great idea. Why did I never think about that? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So it's like the simple things. Mary's talking about Donna's financial. We have so many bonuses as well. And my dear friend Donna does financials in the beauty business. She's amazing. She's super smart when it comes to money. Me, not so much. And she's in there as a bonus. So Missy just signed up yesterday, just signed up the other day, graduated from cosmetology school in 2017, was in a salon for just a few months, was overwhelmed and went back into banking. That happens a lot. I am now 51 and still have a passion for doing what I love and getting back into it. I signed up for the I think she meant insider course the other day to invest in myself. I want to build my knowledge and confidence and then get back into the salon full time. So Missy is starting her journey to get more confidence to get back into the salon. And then my salon concierge would be her next step, because once she has the confidence to get behind the chair, she's going to need a lot of clients. And I've shared with you over the last few weeks how amazing our results are in the My Salon Concierge platform, where we had to turn it off for our salon because we got so many new clients that there's 41 people waiting in the pipeline to even get an appointment. So it worked almost too well because we're only trying to build one stylist. All of our other stylists have always been book solid six-figure stylists because they've done everything that's in this library and done all the marketing things that we told them to do, and they reached that six-figure success. So definitely, everything that you possibly could need and want. So if you're interested and you're on the fence, reach out. I don't know the link right now. I can come back and add the link. Let me just give you the website, because there's probably something on the website, hopefully. I haven't looked at my website in forever, but it's expertcolorsolutions.com. You can still join just the library. I think we have maybe until, I want to say Friday is when the cart closes, but Bryn would have a better answer than me. But it's definitely coming up. Katie has doubled her income since starting the Insiders. That's amazing. Katie has come to the in-person retreats. I've gotten to spend time with her. Everyone who's open to learning, open to doing things differently and stepping back and looking at color a little bit differently gets the full transformation of the Insider experience. A lot of times the first question that I get is, but I've always done it this way. And I'm like, and are you successful? Do you have a full book with a wait list and a six-figure tax return? If you answer no to any of those questions, you need to join, period. And if you're a barber and you don't do color, that's the only thing that I would say that you should not join. People think they're either too new, too experienced, or too part-time. That's the answers that I get. Oh, I only do it part-time. 10 years from retiring. So what? Think of how much money you can make in the next 10 years. If you hit six figures for the next 10 years of your life, that's a retirement fund. You're not going to get a retirement fund making $30,000 a year. It's just not going to happen. I mean, my God, when you go out to dinner now, Chinese became $100. Pizza has become a $60 night. So it definitely is the answer to everything that you need. If you are on the struggle bus, stop making excuses, do the stretch, find a way to pay for it. It will pay you back. I've never had, oh, Michael, of course, you're going to be the first person I see when I get to London. We talk about it all the time. I just have to get it on the calendar. So thank you for all the feedback. Thank you for sharing your testimonials that, I didn't even have to ask you for. That's a beautiful thing. And I so appreciate that. And I am so grateful for my blood family, my Insider and Inner Circle family, and all of my Coffee Chat family who show up for me each and every week on a Wednesday morning, either live or on the replay, listening to me rant about this, that, and the other thing. I am so, so, so grateful. I think we have over 5,000 people now on this page following the Coffee Chats. I would really be grateful if you would share me and my page and all the things that I share with a friend. There's the Ask the Color Expert podcast. There's my YouTube channel. There's the Insider course and the Inner Circle membership. So I am so excited that you're all here, and I wish you a blessed, healthy Thanksgiving. And I hope you have the busiest, most profitable Christmas season that you've ever had. Just get geared up for the busy season and get prepared. I'll see you all next week.